What's going on, guys? Welcome. One of the guys in our community wanted me to go through my process and show you guys what I do to get cards ready for grading. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in here. Even if you're watching this later and you have questions, feel free to ask. This right here is just my process for what I give. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now? I think you can hear me now, right? Let me know if you still can't hear me. Yeah, I'm getting used to this new Blue Yeti. I got to push the unmute button and the mute button, and it's just a lot of work. Hey, good job on getting these ready to ship in. Look at those suckers right there. Very clean. Great look. Empty box. All right, so first things first, we get ourselves a couple gloves. I do this just because I am going to be pulling the cards out and there's no reason to add to what I'm already going to have to clean by the end. This is not the cleaning portion. We've made a few videos on the cleaning. This is the video that I make for you. If you send in 5, 6, 10 cards, whatever you end up sending in, we're going to make a video like this. Typically, I just shoot it off my phone. I feel like I can get a little bit better detail on the phone than I get on this overhead, although we will be working on that. We've got a few cameras, so we'll be setting those up so that we can give you guys, geez Louise, this tape is like, there we go. This tape is tough. But anyhow, so this is more or less what I do, is I'm going to open up the cards and give you guys a real good idea of what you're looking at for, you know, what we could potentially be getting for grades. So go ahead and take a peek at these. All right, perfect. So he has them all prepped up in the semi-rigids, which is nice. The nice thing with the semi-rigids is that's the way they're going to take them, so they're ready to go. All right, so first things first, I pull the card out. I'm going to examine the edges. So this one right here, it's got a little bit of fluff here on the side. We can pull that up. A little bit of fluff there on the top. It's just when the cards are cut, sometimes a little bit of paper is left. Especially on these chrome cards, the chrome gets a clean cut, and then I don't even know if you guys can see it that well. You can kind of sort of see it right here next to my finger. You can see that little bit popping up off the edge. So what I do is I actually take some of this blue tape. Again, I'm not cleaning or prepping right now, but just talking you through it. Take some of this blue tape. I make a circle around my fingers and I just roll it on the edges, and usually it will pick up. It's just sticky enough to pick up the stuff without leaving any sort of marks. So the second thing I'm going to do is look at centering. The back is off-centered. It's about maybe 70-30 off-centered. The front is fairly well-centered. I'd say 60-40. Realistically, when I look at these cards, I'm looking for a couple different things on the front face. We're looking for any sort of marks. Now, in this setup that I'm using, it's going to be really hard to show you guys, but there is a mark right here above this line that goes up, kind of this weird line. There's a mark right there on the card. That one may come up. It's hard with the glove on to tell if it's below the surface or above. Anything that goes into the card is definitely pretty tough to clean. If it's above the card, I can usually get almost anything off, as we've seen in some of the past ones we've been able to pull off. I'm going to say this one's going to be a 9 a lot of the time. The thing that scares me the most is just how off-centered it is on the back. They don't, PSA specifically, doesn't grade the back as, how do you want to say this, like, as tough as they grade the front. So that one right there is good. So this one right here, I can tell you, is already very off-centered front. He sent me a couple of each of these because he's thinking he wants to grade the better one. So far, this does look like it's the better one. This one is high. Just to show you guys like how off-center this is, look at this bottom. And look at the top. It's all chin, no forehead. I think we've all met someone like that. All right, I tried. But yeah, so it almost looks like the whole card was slid up and then to the right. And so you can see tiny gap here. We're looking between the red and the edge, and then tiny gap here between the red and the edge. The biggest issue, I mean, this is basically an 8 right off the bat just because of how off-centered it is. So just something to keep in mind when you're looking at it is you're looking at centering. Sorry, if you catch me shutting one of my eyes, it's because I can get a better angle with one eye, and I'm actually bouncing a light here off of this card, and it's allowing me to see if there's any damage on the surface. I've gone over this in some other videos. It's kind of a cool way. Wow, the back is very well centered, which is bizarre. And it does have a corner where there's some stuff that just didn't get cut right. So I don't love this one to send into PSA. I think it's going to be an 8 a lot of the time. Small chance for a 9, very small chance for a 9 with how big the forehead is. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting a pile over here. So if these are your cards, just so you know, I'm setting a pile up. The one on the left, I'm not suggesting the one on the right, I think can go. I think it's a PSA 9 a lot of the time. It's got a small chance for a 10. All right, so let's jump into the Cade Cunningham. Very nice card. Again, off-centered, left thin, right thick. Not too bad on this one. It looks maybe 60-40. So it is off a decent amount, looking very close to a PSA 9 already. So we're just looking to see if there's anything else that would drive it to a 9. So I'm going to throw some light off the front. The edges and corners on this one are very nice. It's actually clean edges. So there's a mark here. There's a little cluster of, like, I don't know, little dimples that they kind of sort of put on the card. There's a bump inside of the dimple. Let's see here. Going up the side, there's a mark there. So nothing crazy. I think this one is a very good PSA 9 plus candidate. I'm never going to tell you that your card's a 10. I've done that before, and it's very disappointing for both of us when somehow it comes back a 9. So what I do now is I say 9 plus. So this one is a 9 with a good shot of getting a 10. I don't think it gets below a 9. So if I tell you 9 plus, that means I'm saying a 9 or better. I don't see it getting less than a 9. Those are the ones to send in. Any of that I would say 9 plus on means that they have a very good shot at getting a 10, which is kind of what we're all looking for. So quick look on this one, looks fairly well centered. A little bit, sorry, let me hold this up taller. A little thin on the left still. So a little bit thicker on the right. Yeah, thin on the right, thick on the left. So when you flip the card over, it flips. There's a mark here I don't love. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Yeah, it's just not showing up in this camera very well, but there's a mark right here. This is why I shoot it. If you guys send in, I will shoot it directly off my iPhone because I hold my iPhone basically like this. I put my iPhone here, and then I hold it this close to it, if that makes sense, just so I can make sure that you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. This is just an example so you guys have a good understanding. I think this is a 9 with an outside shot at a 10. It is off-center, but it's not crazy, so I think it's got a very good shot. The only thing that's a little concerning is the mark here. And a friendly reminder, guys, so to get the auto graded, you have to be at the $50 service level or higher. So if this is one you wanted to send in for the $22, you're not going to get the card graded. Sorry, the auto graded. You'd get just the card. So just an FYI, but that's a very, very nice card. This guy's got a ton of good cards you guys are going to see coming up. There's some wild stuff in here, so pretty excited to share this with you. These are tough, man, because I've done pretty well on these. We have 2 that came back PSA 10s already. We haven't had a 9 yet. The die cut field levels are tough enough to hit. So what we're looking at is the gap between the edge of the rookie shield here and the gap between select and the edge. So that gives you a good idea of kind of where we're looking. And so looking at this, it looks pretty good. Maybe a little thick right, barely. And surprisingly, the edges look really good on this. There's a small bump on this lower left corner. So I would put this as a 9 plus. That bump on the corner is almost nothing. Let me look at the surface really quick. Okay, so there's something there that needs to be cleaned. We would take our cleaning process to this one. And if you guys haven't seen the cleaning process, we have videos up for that as well. Just showing you guys what process we go through. We charge $5 a card for prep, cleaning, and sending them off to PSA for you guys. That's just, in my opinion, it's a good deal if we can get you up 1 grade on average a lot of the time, just because we are cleaning and prepping the cards and making sure that everything's good to go. We take care of all fresh plastic and everything like that, so not bad. And at the end of the day, we've cleaned a lot of cards. This is a nice one. Downtown Najee Harris not wanting to come out of the plastic. I don't like to force anything out, but you gotta come, little buddy. Oh, there we go. Just a little pressure from a couple different angles and it pops right out. Perfect. Okay. So looking from the back, we're looking at the gap between the greens. It is, a little bit thick on this left side. Ooh, man. This is why I like my light. I wish I could show this to you. With the iPhone, I could. This thing is obliterated on the back. Like, I don't know how to say this the right way. It's got a smoke cloud over here, like huge, where maybe so when they go to seal these things, they put a little bit of, hey, what's going on, Angel? They put a little bit of that sticky substance, right, to seal the package, and it looks like it got all over this card. So this card needs a thorough cleaning on the back, and some got to the front. That's tough. Oh no, that wiped off. That may have just been a fingerprint. So that's another big thing, is we really try to focus on making sure we get the fingerprints up. So there is a mark right here next to downtown, lower left corner. The gap, it's a little off center. I think this is going to come back a 9 as long as we can get this cleaned up well enough. So small chance for a 10, but I think it's a 9 more often than not. Mostly because cleaning up the gunk on the back, I mean, it'll take me 2 or 3 times going through the process, which is upwards of an hour. And I'm still not guaranteed to get all of that up. It's a great card. I think as a PSA 9, it's still a great card. I think even if you were going to sell it, you'd want us to clean it. Just so that the next person receiving the card, last thing you want to do is send somebody a card with this kind of stuff on the back of it. But either way, solid card. PSA 9 is what I think that one will end up getting. Small chance we get you a 10 if we can get it cleaned super well, as there is no major damage to the card. So this one's off center a little bit, considerably more than the last one. It's very thin on this left side. Love the Peyton Manning. I actually had a Donruss version of this I just sold. It's just a good looking card. So same thing. This one's got some gunk here on the back, so we'd have to go at that and get that cleaned up. Fingerprints. Fingerprints are normal. We're used to cleaning those up. You're going to get those on everything. So very straight. Again, PSA 9, small chance for a 10. It's really just going to come down to how well we can get it cleaned up. Another one that I'm going to have to put through the process at least a couple times. So that one's going to take at least 40 minutes. Very nice. The Mike Trout, top certified. Very nice. We got some big time cards here. Very excited for you. Excited to get these off. This card is sick. The one thing I'll tell you is Topps does a very good job. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Fanatics bought Topps. I think most people have heard that one. Fanatics is now making a deal for Panini. So if that deal goes down, I'm hoping Topps teaches Panini how to make their cards. So there's a few marks. The concern I have is there's actually 2 marks inside of his auto. I can't clean those. I don't want to clean those, if that makes sense. It's not that I couldn't. It's my concern is if I mess with the auto, it would hurt the card more than cleaning would help, if that makes sense. So in my opinion, it's just never worth the risk. But overall, very, very straight. Does look like a PSA 9 plus. I can take a soft cloth to it. I'm not worried about the soft cloths, but any of the chemicals or cleaning agents that I use, I'm not trying to use that on a card like this. So we would leave it the way it is. I'm going to say it's a 9. Outside chance for a 10 if I can get this up with the soft cloth. I don't put water. I don't put anything near autos. I think you guys respect that, right? We just got to take the auto as it is. We're not trying to fix, change, or adapt, alter in any way, shape, or form those autos. So, all right, we got Derek Jeter, very nice. On card auto again. So this is a paper card. With paper cards, I have minimal to nothing that I can do with these. So I don't really mess with them a whole lot. But looking at it, I'm going to say a 9 plus. It is a little off-centered, but overall in very, very good shape. Again, friendly reminder, any of your autos, you have to go to the $50 service level if you want the autograph graded. I don't know that it's super important. I would say to do it on any like huge cards. Man, we got a lot of lights in here. I'm going to have to figure out this lighting situation. This is one of the concerns I have moving into breaking this weekend, is just making sure that the lighting looks good. So I'm going to knock down this exterior light, and then I may have to get... Anyway, just thinking out loud. If you guys have any thoughts, always share them with us. We're looking to make sure that we get a little bit better every day. All right, sticker auto. my guy Justin Jefferson. So again, for the gap, we're looking at just kind of this square right here where it says his name left and right. And then top to bottom, you can see it's a little bottom heavy, so it's a little thicker on the bottom. Not crazy though. Numbered out of 99, very nice. The back, you can see it's a little thicker right than it is left. So this is a PSA 9 with a chance at a 10. The edges, corners, surface all look really nice, especially for a silver. It's crazy to have it look that good for a silver. Usually silvers have a couple things on them. It's crazy how many silvers catch a little bit of damage, but yeah, this is very nice. 9+ or 9 with an outside shot at a 10. I don't think it's a strong 10 candidate just because it is a reasonable amount off-centered, but it's a candidate for sure. All right, so looking at the Trevor Lawrence, let me know if you guys aren't seeing the cards well. I'm hoping you can see it reasonably well, so you're seeing what I'm seeing. It is off-centered considerably, 60-40 or better. That's going to put it outside of PSA 10 most of the time. All right, it's got a little mark there next to the NFL shield, just to the right here. It's got a mark underneath. Nope, that came right up. Okay, it's got that mark right there underneath for a long time. So this one's a 9. Depending on how well I can clean that, there's a very outside chance at a 10, but it is clean. It's just off-centered. And it's wild, but like cards like this, if I'm going to be completely forthright with you, a bit blown out on my phone. Yeah, there's too much light, Chad. Right here to my left, you can see the edge of this window. It's just too much. It's just too much light coming in here. So I'm going to have to get that sorted by this weekend. I think my wife is going to get some film to put over these windows so it knocks the light down. So yeah, I'm going to work on fixing it. Hopefully you guys can see decent enough that this is valuable. But regardless, you know, we're trying some stuff. We got to test some things and make sure things work. At least we're in the house now, so we got the opportunity to, you know, get things squared up moving forward. So, all right, so a couple things on this one. There's damage on the card here, big time damage. I don't know if I can show that to you. Yeah, you can see it right there at that angle. It's a cut in the card. I think it's underneath maybe. I can barely feel it. I don't think that's something we can clean because it does not look like it's above. Also, there's separation here between the top layer of the card and the underneath layer, so the chromium layer and the underneath layer. It's also off-centered. This, for me, if it's for your PC, awesome, keep it. I don't know if I would even grade it as a PC card, because even a PC card, you want a shot at a 9 or a 10. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate it, man. Congratulations to you as well. Hopefully you guys, I bet you guys are all squared away, huh? For us, man, we're sitting on like pop-up chairs, and our last pod it got lost, so it's still on its way out here. Can't see good. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, Angel. It's something I got to work on, so we'll do the rest of this video, but then moving forward, I'm going to have to play with the lighting, because you can see the light coming from this outside window is just blowing these cards out, so we got to knock that down. This Trey Lance, very square. Wow. This is a nice one. Let's see here. Just a few marks on the front. Probably a PSA 9, super well centered. So I'll give it a 9 with an outside shot at a 10. The back is not centered. Not a ton of cleaning to do to this. I would clean that surface just to see if we can get it to pop a little bit. Yeah, they didn't lose it. They forgot to ship it. I guess I should say it that way. They were supposed to ship it, but then they didn't. Sorry, I'm pulling that Mac Jones. I don't think that's a good one to send. Again, the person whose cards these are, you guys make the ultimate decision. If he says, hey, that Mac Jones is for the PC, I just want it, put together, go for it. My suggestion, this is just me, and maybe it's because, I've graded enough cards that having an 8 in your PC just feels a little worse than having a 9. I personally, if this was a PC card for me, I would sell the Mac Jones, sell this one, and just keep my eyes open for one that looks better centered, that's clean, and just take whatever you sell this, a little bit of your money, put it together and get yourself a cleaner one if grading is important. If it's just going to sit in your PC because you like it, awesome. But that one there, it's not going to grade well, and it's going to be disappointing in general. So again, you'll make your decision. All I can be is honest and upfront and tell you what I'm seeing. So that's what I try to do for you guys. So yeah, you can see when I turn it to the right, I'm fine. When I turn it to the left, it just gets, crazy blown out. So again, we'll get that fixed. This one is fairly well centered. You can definitely see it's a little thinner on the right. I feel like I see a print line. So it's dirty, crazy dirty, needs cleaned. It's got that gunk. So if we can clean the gunk up because it's on top, awesome. If it's underneath, the card's blown out. It's also got a print line across here. For me personally, this one is a no-go. You're looking at an 8. Yeah, it's got 3 print lines. And now that I got the angle right, it's got 3 print lines. 1, 2, 3. If you guys are curious how to get a look at the print lines, just get enough light at it. You just want to shine light, so whether it's this exterior light that I'm shining, you can't see it, but I can see the print lines. Or like I said, I've got this really nice light over here on my right side, and I'm able to throw the light off of it in a way that, I like to close one eye so I can see it, but it allows me to see where those print lines are or any of the damage to the card, because the print lines and any damage on cards gets picked up by the light, and it kind of bounces a different way, if that makes sense. All right, so this one looks pretty well centered. Maybe a little thick this side. It's got a couple things. Yeah, that needs cleaned there on that corner. Top to bottom is nice, but there's some clouding through here, so we'd have to go to work on that. See if we can get that cleaned up. The back's just fingerprints, no big deal. We can get those up. So yeah, this is a PSA 9+. That is a very nice card. If we can get that cleaned well, that could definitely have a very good shot at coming back as a 10, but I definitely don't think it comes back as less than a 9. All right, so that was the first part of package. Let's jump into the second part. We're supposed to have some big cards in here, so hopefully he wasn't messing with me and he's got some monsters that we get to look at in here. So you guys can see what I do is I'm barely cutting into the plastic, just basically trying to get enough to get it up. This, I need to get my my knife sharpener. This thing is terrible. I used it ever since we started packing up because we were still doing breaks, and I used it for opening some packages and boxes and different things, and it's done. It's seen better days. It needs a good sharpening and it'll be back to normal, but as of right now, that sucker right there is just not getting it done. Ooh, there we go. I don't know if anybody's into UFC, but there's a nice hit right there. Kamzat Gold, baby. Look at that. That is pretty sick. That is gold, 2 out of 10. All right, let's jump into it. All right, we're going to pop this out. All right, so this is Select. Select looks good this year. Not sure how you guys feel about it, but I'm not a big fan of how they pulled the field levels, or I think this is ringside maybe, and then the court sides and stuff. They're pulling those out of retail. That's tough. So there's a mark here, top right corner. That is going to hurt. Those are, because it's noticeable, it's going to hit pretty hard if they notice it, which they're pretty good at what they do. Let's see here. I still think it's got an outside shot at a 10. It's very, very clean, but it's definitely a 9 more often than not. There's a bunch of gunk here on the back we're going to have to get cleaned up. Yeah, some fingerprints. Obviously, when someone pulled this, they got excited, got their fingers all over it. No big deal. We all do it. Cleaning up fingerprints is just par for the course, so very nice. I'd put this as a 9 with an outside shot at a 10. This mark that's right here, if they notice it, it's going to hurt the card because it's like a missed gold. Like they printed gold, but somehow they missed a pixel there. So that's tough, but I do like the card still as a 9+. I don't think it gets lower than a 9 very often. All right, here we go. We got Sean O'Malley, my guy. The Phenom. That is the gold out of 10 again. Very nice. So this one's actually got some damage here. It's got cutting issues along this left edge. That's going to pull it down to a 9 real quick. So I don't think this has a chance at a 10. We've also got print lines here and here. So it actually creates a plus on this top right corner. Ooh, third one there that goes across. So it's 2 pluses. Yay. And these are not the kind of print lines you can clean. This card does need a good cleaning as well. Oof, the black backs, I hate those. These things just, it's so easy to see all the dirt and grime and stuff through here. So, and then it's got some print lines here. This is a 9 with a chance at an 8. So I don't know if I would grade this one with that risk. If it's a PC card and you just, you want to grade it to protect it, totally get it. It's out of 10 gold. Shimmer, I believe, correct? This is going to be the gold shimmer out of 10. So nice card. It's just not going to grade well. That's just the honest to God truth. If I work my butt off on this thing, I could probably get it up to where it's getting a 9 a lot of the times, but I'm just very concerned. And then this edge right here was not cut particularly well. It's like maybe the blade was getting dull or just hit it wrong. But that one is for sure rough. All right, we got a Tom Aspinall. This is, I believe, ringside. I'm not 100% sure if that's what they call it, but it's got a bunch of gunk on the front. It's got a print line right there. Print lines won't kill you. You just hate to see that with other stuff. There's a missed, like, little dot right there where everything else is there, but there's a dot of where it didn't. Like the, anyway. Octagon side. There you go. It's not ringside. It's octagon side. Oof. There's a dimple right there just above the O for 04. So this is a 9 a lot of the times. There's also a dimple right there underneath octagon, underneath the T and the A. So yeah, this is going to be a 9. I don't think it gets an 8 very often. Small chance that they let it slide for a 10 because the damage is on the back. And the one piece of damage that's on the front isn't terrible. It's just right up in here, and it's not super noticeable. But I do have that as a 9 most of the time. All right, here we go. We got Mackie Jones. Mac Jones! A lot of gunk on the front we're going to have to go to work on. I think it's got some damage there. It's a thick card. That's what it is. Not super thick, like maybe 35, 40. Lots of fingerprints on the back. Somebody put a fingerprint right over the number. And it's serrated here on the top again, just bad cut. So I'm going to put this as like an 8, 9. There's a chance it comes in as an 8. I think it comes in as a 9 more often than not once we're done cleaning, but definitely has a shot of coming in as an 8. That one, if it's mine, I'd probably sell it raw, but everybody's going to make their own decisions based on what they think. This card is sick. This is just a lot, huh? 13 out of 50. Jeez, there's just a lot going on, like cracked ice, stars, all kinds of stuff. With these, it's really hard to see the damage, so you got to look really close. And it looks relatively clean. I think with a nice polish on it, it'll look sharp, so that's good. Let's check the back, because this is where the cutting damage, yeah, so it's got a little bit of cutting damage, top edge, and this left edge, and the bottom edge. Jeez, every edge. There's a dent right there off the 5-0. There's a dent in the card. 2 of them. Oh, man, I didn't see that. Yeah, 2 dents right there. Bang, bang. It's like where the gripper grabbed it to move for the next card. Bizarre. I'm going to put this as a 9. That's what I think it's going to get. Again, I'm not perfect. These are best guess based on, the knowledge that I have. Usually we're pretty close. Most of the cards come back. We don't see a ton of surprises, but there are always a few surprises for sure. All right, so looking at this one, thick left, thin right for sure. So off center is going to pull it down to a 9 a lot of the times right off the bat. Very square card though. Oh, bad corner right here. No. Yeah, barely. It's barely rounded. Like, it's like almost cut to a round, it feels like. It's bizarre. Yeah, this is going to be a 9 a lot of the time just because of how off-center it is. And then there is a print line right there. Yeah, print line top to bottom. Goes straight through his helmet. So this is going to be a 9 almost all the time. Small chance for an 8. Tiny chance for a 10 just because the damage isn't uber noticeable, but it is noticeable. This one's more off-center. Just if you were going to choose one of these, I would not choose this one. The bottom is cut poorly there. It's got some markings along the lower edge as well. Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan as that one, so I'm going to put that in the other pile. If you want to send them both, we definitely can, but that one is rougher for sure. This is very straight. That's bizarre. Prism's hit and miss for straight cards for sure. So there's a small scratch right there. The reason I rub it, just so you guys know, with my glove is I'm trying to see if it pulls up. A lot of times I can pull the damage up, which means it's kind of on the surface, but these gloves won't leave fingerprints or anything, which is the important part. I'm not creating extra work for myself. I don't love wearing gloves. I don't do it when we're opening packs, but you know, if we're going to clean a card and look at it seriously for sending for grading, I don't really want to send. Yeah, we can still use OG for PC. I have to message them and see what their pricing is. I got busy there, so I'm assuming their pricing hasn't changed a ton. But yeah, for sure, Chad. If you decide you want to send something in to OG, either I can set you up to send it in, or if you want us to help out, get the cards cleaned and prepped, and sending them in, we can definitely help out with that. Here's the big thing. It's very off-centered on the back. It's not going to hurt you too much with PSA, but it does hurt. It's going to take a card that I thought was a very good shot at a 10 and give it like closer to a 50-50. It's still a 9+. I think it's worth sending, but if it comes back a 9, I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest just because of how off-center that back is. All right, so let's look at a couple side-by-side just for fun because these are the same cards. Again, the community member asked me, for a couple of these, can you tell me why I would send one over the other? This one, to me, is relatively easy to tell because look how thick this border is versus this border. It's not a ton thicker, but then when you look at this side, you go, wow, that's super thin there, and that's relatively thin there. For sure, Chad. I'll look forward to hearing from you, brother. Top to bottom is really good. It's actually top to bottom is better on this one, but the left to right is so bad. The left to right is better on this one. The back left to right is better as well. Actually, the back left to right on this one is fine, which is weird. It's weird that on the front it can be off and then on the back it can also be off. All right, so looking at this one, print line right through the middle there. That looks like it might be a scratch, actually. There's a small chance we could get that up in the cleaning, but there's a second and a third one there. That's tough. Couple marks here might come up in the cleaning. Yeah, it's got a dimple there next to the T in the black. Some smudging, another print line there. This one's tough. I think this one's a 9, and I think the other one's a 9 as well. But let's look at the surface and everything. So yeah, print line across there, mark there. That mark might come up. Corners and edges are good, which is nice. It's one less thing we got to really spend too much time with. Fingerprints all over the back of this one. So I don't love either of these. I see them as 9-, like 9 could be an 8 sometimes, but I do think they're still 9s, especially after a solid cleaning. But sorry, waving. We got some of our the guys finishing up the house, so they're putting on some netting around the back so that we can sit on the back patio and not have bugs come in, and finishing up a couple other things. So if you guys hear some banging, it's just the boys getting it done. Oh, and I just noticed this has a soft top left corner. So I think if you're going to send one, you send this one, but I don't love sending in the red, white, and blues. Just FYI, they're not great, unfortunately. Ooh, we do have another nice silver though. This is very nice. Left to right's good. Top to bottom is good. Couple small scratches and some stuff on the surface. That just moved though for us, so that's good news. That just moved for us. So yeah, probably just a polish is all this sucker needs. Yeah, that stuff's moving up. So that's good. We'd get you a nice polish on that. Some fingerprinting on the back, no big deal. This is clean. This is very clean. 9+. Not that, again, my grade means much, but I like this card. This is a very nice card. I think you got a good shot on this one right here. One of the reasons why Prism Silvers or Hollows for Optic do so well when they come back as a PSA 10 is they are tough to 10. They are very tough to 10. So just keep that in mind when you send these in. They are extremely difficult. So this one's off-center. You can see left to right, it's very thick on this left side, thin on the right side. Yeah, normal fingerprinting, some marking on this one actually. This needs a good cleaning. The front's clean. Front's very clean. So I like this as a 9. Outside shot at a 10. The centering is pretty rough. It's looking 60-40. So anytime you look at these, I always go left to right first. Just kind of look at these two edges, and then I look at the top two. Because if you see one like, see if I can pull out the one with no chin. There it is. I mean, that is crazy. It's almost, the black is almost printed on the top, and it should have a similar distance between the two. So when those happen, you just want to pay attention to them because it does hurt the feelings just a little bit. Friendly reminder, guys, if you are looking to send some cards into PSA, we do have our new $22 price point that PSA is offering. So on top of that would just be, I think it's just going to be $6. So it's going to be $28 total. The last time we were getting them for $25 because it was $18 from PSA. But again, that's with us doing a full cleaning for you. Some of these cleanings take an hour. I don't have to sit with the card for an hour because it's 15 minutes a time clean, 15 minutes clean. You have to let the stuff sit on top, and basically it just hardens, and then when you wipe it off, it pulls up a lot of kind of the junk on the top. So I do the soft cleaning, and then I go in with that. But yeah, so if you guys are interested, let us know. Okay, so this one's pretty well centered on the front, just a little bit thick on the left. The back needs a thorough shellacking. I mean, you got a thumbprint there, you got gunk prints through here, more fingerprints in there. So yeah, just a thorough cleaning of the back. The front looks good. Yeah, everything that I see that I put my thumb on, it's just come right up. There's a mark there that might not come up, but I do think this is a 9 with a shot at a 10, so I'll give it a 9+. All right, guys, last card. Again, reach out if you guys have questions. We're here to help. Now that I'm back into a nice situation, I have this whole room here. You guys will see pictures on the Facebook group, but we got this whole room here for sports cards. I don't know how I convinced my wife. She's a lovely woman. Thank you, baby. But she gave us, she gave the community this room, damn it. Should have been her mom's room when her mom comes to visit, but I was like, well, your mom doesn't come that often, and, we like cards, so we're going to do card stuff here. So we're going to build out some stuff. There's going to be some shelving behind me, probably get some nice LEDs, different stuff. Vikings colors, maybe. So this last one looks pretty straight as well. Centering left to right is good. Let's see if we can see anything. It's got that same weird mark there. I wonder if that's actually normal. Either that or it just hit the same card, same spot twice, which is awkward. Yeah, thorough cleaning on the back. I don't know what it is with Optic, but man, they just absolutely soak up fingerprints and like markings and stuff on the back of these cards. It's wild. I don't know what they make them out of, but the back is the toughest part for Optic. So I'll give that a 9. Outside shot at a 10, so I'll give it a 9+. But yeah, so far, I mean, a lot of really, really good cards. And realistically, I think these are the ones I'm going to kick. Again, as I've said before, it's always you guys' choice if you want them pushed through or not. But I just want to be realistic. These are the ones I'm afraid will get less than a 9. So the rest of these, as long as they clean well, they're going to get a 9 or better. But these two Trey Lance, red, white, and blue, the Trey Lance green, the Trey Lance, I believe that's the Hyper, the Mac Jones silver, which again, it's a great card. You can probably sell it raw and then find one that'd be gradable. And then this Scotty Barnes is all chin, no forehead. It's going to be very tough. So anyway, appreciate you guys as always. But what happens now is I am going to let you look at the video. So the person whose video this is for, you get to check out this video. Let us know what you think. And then once you make a decision on what you think, you're going to message me or give me a call. We can go over the cards individually. Then if you think the way I think, let's just pretend he goes, yeah, Josh, I like what you're thinking. Let's do that. I'm going to go to work on cleaning these, okay? The schedule for cleaning, I can usually clean Tuesday through Thursday. Those are kind of my days to do cleaning. And then, and realistically, I have like 3 or 4 hours a day. I have other things going on like anybody, but I usually try to commit a little bit of time every week to cleaning my cards, cleaning you guys' cards, and just making sure that they're ready to go. And so what I'll do is clean them, and if I hit one where I go, wow, it's just not getting clean and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it's just not getting up, the 9+ ones really fast again. Give me 1 second and I'll show them to you. So anyway, with the cleaning, if I'm not able to get everything up on one, what I would do is then message you and say, hey, this one, it still has this issue. This is my concern. This is what I believe we're looking at. And then you can make the final decision. Send it, don't. What usually happens is if he doesn't want to send these, I'll just hold them aside, basically put them into some plastic, write his name on them. And then once his other cards come back, I'll ship all of these together, just kind of lowering your shipping expense. Unless you want these straight away, in which case I can sneak them out in your next break, or you can just pay the shipping. If you guys don't use it, check out pirateship.com. They do not pay me for this. It's just one of the better ways to ship your cards, ship anything really. Pirate Ship is very, very inexpensive. So 9+, 9+, 9+, 9+. I think this was Edge 9+, 9+. That was 9+. That was 9. 9, 9, 9+, 9+. Sorry, let me sort these up and I'll show you what we've got and I'll go through them. Trey Lance, that was a 9+. This is a 9 outside chance, 9+, 9+. So this one, the only thing I'm really concerned with, and I know it's extremely blown out. Let me try something really quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I've got too many lights on, maybe? I don't know. I'm still learning this room and this space and trying to figure out what the best way is to do this. So I appreciate you guys letting me do that as well on this particular video. So, oh yeah, no, it's all the sunlight. The lights in the room were fine. It's the sun. So the concern with this is the couple of marks in between, but I do think it's got an outside shot at a 9+. 9. I'm trying to remember. This one's off-centered as part of the issue. I also sent one of these in and I got a 9 on Peyton Manning, so I feel like this looks similar to mine, but we'll go 9+ on those ones. Not 100% on the Peyton Manning. That one may be a 9. That's a 9+, 9+. This was a 9 outside chance, 9 outside chance. So these are the ones that I think have a good shot at a 10. All right, we've got the JK, Mr. Kuminga himself. We got Burrow. The downtowns, again, I think the Peyton Manning's closer to a 9 than a 9+, but I don't know 100% with the downtowns. I need to clean the back of it. The back's got, got to wipe that stuff off. We got the Mike Trout, the Derek Jeter, both look clean. I do love tops in general. In general, they're just super clean. I just sent off a ton of Shohei Ohtani, so wish me the best of luck. I really hope I smack those. I need 10s like all the way through just to make me feel real good about myself. The Justin Jefferson might get lost in my personal collection. I'm just kidding. Trey Lance optic looks super clean, super clean. Kazmet looks super clean. Trey. And these two Trevors actually look surprisingly clean. So those are the ones I think are 9+, meaning very good shot at a 10. And then these are the ones that I think more often than not are going to be 9s. These ones, I want them to be cleaner for you. I will clean the crap out of them, but there's just, some issues with the markings like I showed you. So this video will exist. If you want to go back and watch it, feel free. But this is a general idea. And so if you guys send cards in, expect this video. I don't make it live on the channel. What I do is I just shoot it off my phone like I showed you. I set my phone up like this, and I just hold the card right in front of it. I try to show you the marks as I see them. I've gotten some really good compliments from you guys. It seems like a lot of folks at least enjoy seeing what it is that I'm seeing so that you kind of know what they're looking for. So appreciate you guys taking the time. Hopefully this was a little bit insightful. But again, if you guys are interested in sending some cards off for grading, we're going to be doing that here hopefully once a month now that we're down to that. Again, it's $22 to PSA, $5 and then $1 for shipping. $5 for the clean and prep, $1 for shipping. So it's like $28 a card. And we can send in as many as we want. I think the minimum is 20, but I can cover the minimum almost any time. I have so many cards I want to send in. For me, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a little game. I go out and I see if I can find, like right now, just to kind of show you guys, I've been buying up Storm Chasers. And so I'm just trying to find a bunch of Storm Chasers that I think will get PSA 10. So I'm like you guys, I'm always buying up cards. Different things. Randy Moss for the PC. We got DK on the Storm Chasers. I got this Ed Reed for like $9, but that one's just going to go into the hold pile for a while because it is super off-centered. This one I'm going to send as a PC card for fun. But yeah, Dalvin Cook, Storm Chaser, a couple Justin Jeffersons, very nice Chase Young. I'm going to prep and send. These aren't going to go. The Surratt's will, because yeah, Surratt, he's the best. Emir Smith Marset, I'll have to look close. If it's not a chance at a 10, it's not going. That Trevor Lawrence is super off-centered. I just got these in the last few days, so I haven't really had a chance. I might send that recruit out. Nico Collins is a no. Javonte Williams is a yes on both. Wow, that's nice. I'll have to check the faces of them. I also picked up this one for the PC, so that'll probably go. But yeah, I'm always picking up cards, so you can see here I've got plenty to go in at the $22 price point because the Chris Dolman will have to go. I've got a few others. I've got a whole nother pile of cards that are going to go in. So anyway, just know that I've always got some cards to send in if you guys want to send in. So probably once a month, we'll try to make a send for the $22. We may see that price come down in the future, but I mean, realistically, their special was $18, and so it's like a $4 difference between what the special promo price was and what we're looking at with the 22. So you're looking at about $28 per card if you guys decide you want to take advantage. Whether you want to send 1 or 20, we're going to send as a group. We'll make sure that everybody gets in and everybody gets their cards cleaned and prepped. So we're ready to go when you guys are. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the future.